Today I've got a very real and strong and raw message for you. It's do it now, do it scared, do it broke, just do it, right? So maybe you're feeling like the odds aren't in your favor, like everything's stacked against you. You're probably feeling like that. Maybe you're grinding day in and day out and nothing's changing, right? You're tired. You're barely scraping by. You're fighting hard for every day, wondering if you're ever going to catch a break. Maybe you've been told 100 times, by 100 people, right, that you can't do it, that you won't make it, that your dreams aren't achievable, that you're not good enough, right? Maybe you've been told all this stuff countless upon countless of times, but you gotta listen. All right, you just listen. You don't need permission from anyone. You don't need anyone's approval. All right, you don't need that stuff, right? You don't need a perfect starting point. You don't need energy. You don't need every single detail lined up. You don't need the money, man. Like, honestly, you don't need the money. You don't need the support. You don't need the energy. All you need to do is just to start. You just need to start. Getting started is the hardest point on the journey. And the truth is, the journey is always going to feel impossible. At some point during the journey, it's going to feel impossible. It's going to feel like you can't do it. You're going to feel alone. And you probably will be alone, right? You definitely will feel broke. Not just financially, but emotionally, mentally, physically, right? You'll feel tired. Because, guess what? Chasing after your dreams, it's exhausting. It's going to take everything out of you and more, right? And yeah, you're going to be scared, you're going to feel scared. But that's okay. All of this is okay, right? What's not okay is letting any of that stop you from moving forward, from going after it, from doing the things that you need to do to achieve your dreams. The people who make it and the people who succeed, they weren't handed anything, right? They went out and they grinded and they fought. They fought through those moments of self-doubt, right? And everybody else doubting them. They moved through their fear, right? The best things happen on the other side of fear. Let's break this down piece by piece, all right? So first, do it alone, man. We're always waiting for someone to come in and hold our hands through it. We're waiting for a friend, a mentor, a partner, someone to reassure us that it's worth it, to reassure us that we're going on the right path, to reassure us that we can make it, But the thing is, no one's coming. No one's coming to save you. And that's not a bad thing. Learning to rely on yourself builds resilience. All right? The strongest people out there, they become strong because they had no one. They had to become strong, right? When you're in a position where you have no one but yourself, you realize just how capable you actually are and actually can be, right? You realize a lot about yourself during those moments. Some of the most successful people in history started alone. Think about that. Steve Jobs, Oprah, Elon. They didn't start with a team of cheerleaders. They started with a vision, a dream, a goal, in their own relentless drive. So if you're alone right now, guess what? You're in a great place. You're in great company. Now let's talk about doing it broke. All right, and I'm not just talking about money, right? I'm not talking financial struggles. Though that's a real thing, though. I'm talking about feeling broke in every sense, in every facet of life. Emotionally drained, mentally exhausted. I've been there several times, right? We've all been there. But when you've got no money, you've got no connections, and you're, running on fumes, that's when your creativity and your hunger kick in and kick on to a whole another level. That's when it gets crappy. You don't need $1 million, right? You don't need $1 million to start. You just need a why. Something bigger than the obstacles. Something bigger than yourself. Something that keeps you up at night. That fuels the fire that fuels the fire in the morning. That you can't wait to wake up and go attack, right? It's your purpose. It's worth more than any amount of money. Something that's going to keep you up at night, but not let you sleep long enough that you want to go out and attack it. The biggest companies started out in basements. Think about it. The biggest companies out there started in basements, in garages, with nothing but determination. And look at Amazon, right? Look at Amazon, look at Apple. Those founders, they didn't have everything, figured out. They didn't have the huge office space, right? They didn't have the huge budgets. All they had was a drive to figure it out along the way. And so you're trying to have everything figured out right now. You need to figure it out along the way. You got to understand. It takes time. Now, we live in a hustle culture, right? Right? You're tired. Because you're working. You're working tired. Because you're chasing multiple dreams. You need to focus on one dream, right? And you're tired because, here's the truth. Here's the truth bomb. You can rest later. You don't need to feel fully charged to make progress. 1% progress stacked up is going to get you a lot further in life. You've got to keep moving even when every part of you is telling you to quit. Every part of you is saying stop. Let's take a break. You got to keep going. Tired is the new normal for people, right? If you're chasing greatness, you're tired, but you keep going. If you're waiting until you're well rested and life's perfectly aligned for you, you're never going to get there. You're never going to start. You have to start. You got to embrace the grind. You got to accept that fatigue is part of the journey. Fatigue is a part of the process. And you got to keep pushing. Right? You got to keep pushing. And you got to do it scared. Like, fear is a beast. It holds us back more than any external factor. Fear. Right? We're afraid of falling behind everyone and being judged and wasting time, and not being good enough. The greatest things in life come on the other side of fear. People who succeeded, they did it scared. They were scared of not knowing exactly what was going to happen, right? They didn't wait for fear to go away. They pushed through it. They got to the other side. They fought those wars to get to the other side of fear. They felt that fear. They acknowledged it. And they kept going anyway. Because they knew something better was on the other side. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's taking action in spite of it. Alright? So, whatever it is you're scared of right now, you got to lean into it. You got to run into it with a whole head of steam. Fear is a sign that you're growing. If you're willing to go through the fear, you're growing. So here's the deal: whether you're alone, whether you're broke, whether you're tired, or you're scared, just do it. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment, it's never going to happen. You know, it's never going to be the perfect moment. You know, stop waiting for things to get easier. You know, you got to start with where you are, with what you have, with who you have around you, and trust me, the momentum will build. You know, one small action today leads to a bigger change, or leads to bigger actions tomorrow, leads to bigger actions down the road. So in the end, the only thing that separates those who make it and those who don't, it is the willingness to push through all those limitations. It's the willingness to keep going no matter what. Right? So do it alone. Do it broke. Do it tired. And do it scared. You have to do it. And you got to do it for yourself. You know, you have to start. And for the love of everything, just do it. You know, the greatest moments of life come on the other side of fear. You just have to start, right? So if this resonated with you, like, subscribe, comment what you're pushing through right now. And remember, every day, you know, you don't quit. You're already winning. If you're not quitting, you are winning. If you haven't yet, subscribe, right? Don't wait. Just join the family, right? Hit the subscribe button. And I can't reiterate enough. Just do it. Start today. You only need to improve 1% each day to get ahead of everyone. If you improve 1% today, 1% tomorrow, that's going to compound. And you're going to eventually be one of the best, right? So remember, keep going, keep grinding, put in the work, and don't give up, and don't stop for no one. Keep going. You got this.